A flicker across your mind, and suddenly, the whole atmosphere inside you shifts. One anxious thought in the darkness, one harsh memory, and the color of your world changes, silent, unseen. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 5:6. He wrote these words in the chill of a military campaign, surrounded by the clamor of responsibility, the open sky above a battered tent, and yet the true battlefield wasn't out there, it was within. Most of us move through life bracing against worries we barely see coming. A sharp comment from a colleague, a headline out of our control. The mind runs, paints the inner walls with color, doubt, resentment, anxious prediction, and soon, it's not just passing weather, it's the climate you live beneath. Marcus isn't offering a naive solution, the kind that asks you to just think positive. He's describing a choice. What you allow to take up residence in your thoughts, you become. A person who chooses to savor gratitude becomes grounded. A person who lets old wounds keep replaying becomes them. It's not about denial, it's about discipline. The mind, left unguarded, will dye itself any color that comes along. But you can stand at the threshold. You can choose which thoughts you nourish and which you let go past you, like clouds. Look inward. Don't let the special quality or value of anything escape you. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 7:59. So much of life is consumption, scrolling, counting, comparing. Things blur. The world passes by in a haze of busyness, the hours vanishing. Marcus calls us back from the noise. He is not asking you to turn away from the world, but to see the parts of it that truly matter, to notice the glint of meaning in a passing moment, the unique feel of something or someone close to you. Look inward is the call to attention, a slowing down, a refusal to run blindly from minute to minute. There's a special quality to everything. The way sunlight lands on the floor, the quick smile of someone you love, the gritty taste of real coffee after a night without much rest. Even disappointment carries a lesson, a reminder of what you value. What slips past you, you never really lived. And so the Stoic learns, stop, observe, let value reveal itself in simplicity. The properties of a rational soul. It sees itself, it shapes itself, it makes itself whatever it chooses to be, it reaps its own harvest. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 11:1. Marcus could have been writing to anyone tangled in self-doubt or regret. Maybe you recognize the feeling, a sense you're stuck, unable to change the old patterns, but what he's telling you here is quietly radical. To have a rational soul is to be built for self-reflection, for shaping, for deliberate decision. Most impulses in us seem automatic, but the Stoics believed there was a part of every person untouched by circumstance, a piece of you that decides how to respond to anything. You become what you practice. If you meet anger with patience, you gently forge patience in yourself. Meet apathy with a small action. Call forth energy. Each day, what you plant in yourself, you will one day harvest. It's sobering and freeing both. If you feel like a product of your environment, a victim of the past, a hostage to your surroundings, remember, you are the craftsman. What you decide today, you will live tomorrow. Of all the faculties, you will find not one which is capable of contemplating itself, and therefore not one which is capable either of approving or disapproving. How far does the grammar faculty possess the power of contemplating? Only so far as to judge about language. But how far does the faculty of reason possess this power? It contemplates both itself and everything else. Epictetus, Discourses 1.1.1. Epictetus started life as a slave, waking each morning under someone else's will. But in these lines, he lays claim to a kind of freedom no one could touch. Only our reason, the higher faculty, can look back at itself and say, this is right, this is wrong. No other animal, no other faculty can do this. The mind can step back, observe its own motions, and choose. When someone cuts you off in traffic, your body wants to react, tense, curse, boil. But your reason can catch you in the pause. It can say, wait, is this worthy? Is this who I want to be? That is the gift of delay, to make space between what happens and what you decide to become. You are not condemned to instant reaction. You can be the one who slows down, sees yourself, and chooses a nobler path. Do you ask what is the foundation of a sound mind? It is not to find pleasure in useless things. The foundation is to have a clear, unclouded view of the truth, to value nothing as your own possession which can be taken from you, to count as pleasurable those things only which truly are pleasurable, to seek no greater blessings than those which you can win for yourself. Seneca, Letters 88:20. Seneca wrote from a world of Roman luxury and constant political danger, a man courted by emperors and threatened by their whims. He knew what it was to possess and to lose. Chasing pleasure in useless things. It's the distraction of every age, the endless pursuit of likes, the desperate ache for newness, the restless need to keep acquiring, but none of it brings lasting peace. What then is truly yours? Only what cannot be taken: your principles, your character, your clear vision in the fog. These are won through work, through repeated choices. Find joy, not in drifting from one surface pleasure to another, but in seeing clearly, savoring only what can't rot, fade, or be stolen. The uncomfortable truth: so much of what we grasp is already slipping away, but a sound mind finds joy where it endures, within. None of these things are ours. They have flowed to us through others, have merely passed through us. So let us say goodbye to those things which belong to others, and let us steer our minds to the finding of truth. Seneca, Letters 33:7. Seneca returns to the same image, sharper this time. Nothing really sticks in our hands. Money comes and goes. Relationships change, no matter how fiercely we clutch them. Even our own bodies decline. It's hard to accept. Most fear that letting go means apathy, but Seneca means something else. Stop clutching what's not in your control and turn your effort inward. Let your mind hunger for what is real, what's lasting, what can be called truth. This is not cold detachment, but the deepest loyalty to reality itself and to your own growth. Each day offers you the chance to practice release, to say, that is not mine. Let it come, let it go, as it will. My mind, my will, my integrity, these I can guide and cultivate. Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about your neighbors, unless with a view to some mutual benefit. To wonder what so-and-so is doing and why, or what he is saying, or thinking, or scheming. In a word, anything that distracts you from fidelity to the ruler within you. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 3:4. Comparison is the poison of every era. We scroll social feeds, analyze what others are achieving, tally up what they have or who they love until our own life feels stale. Marcus dismantles this fixation in a few sentences. Speculation about others is almost never for their benefit. Mostly, it's distraction from what's truly calling to you, the ruler within. Every hour wasted on envy or judgment is an hour not invested in your own becoming. The discipline is simple, but not easy. Whenever your mind turns outward, what are they thinking of me? Why aren't I further ahead? Call yourself back. Your job is not to police their story, but to write your own with care. What does this look like, lived out? Imagine a tense morning, late for work, phone buzzing nonstop. An email comes in, tinged with criticism. The instant urge is reflex. Fire off a snap reply, defend yourself, escalate. But a Stoic does something different. They pause. They watch their first thought rise, anger, fear, ego, then let it pass unacted. They look inward. What is shame forcing me to do? What is pride urging? What, if anything, depends on my control here? In that small stillness, the wisdom of delay emerges. Reflection replaces reaction. Clarity returns. Dignity is preserved. You cannot always choose what comes towards you, but you always own how you respond. Not once and done, but again and again. This is the heart wisdom of Stoicism. Self-mastery is not about towering willpower or eternal serenity. It is 1,000 silent acts of slowing down, taking stock, and steering your mind away from what wastes and wounds toward what endures and heals. The world will goad you to hurry, retaliate, compare, and consume. The Stoic ideal stands calmly against it. A quiet mind, disciplined attention, a soul that gathers itself before it acts. You can't change what's given, but you can decide, moment to moment, the color of your thoughts and the shape of your soul. If something in this lingered with you, there are more stories and hard-won truths waiting here. Stay and learn what else ancient eyes saw in struggles just like yours.